Do you feel like your life is passing you by too quickly, but deep down, it seems like nothing really meaningful is happening? Maybe you start your day with good intentions, but end it feeling like you haven't done enough, that your focus has been stolen by things that shouldn't even matter. You're not alone. The world we live in today is designed to distract. Every notification, every message, every ad you see is competing for the most precious thing you have, your attention, and without it, your dreams remain in your head. It's like you're struggling to cross a river, but distractions are like rocks pulling you down. But what if I told you that centuries ago, a man named Miyamoto Musashi found a way to overcome all of that? Musashi lived in a time without cell phones, sure, but his distractions were just as powerful as ours. He won battles not just with his sword, but with his mind, and what he left behind could change your life. If you're willing to listen, Miyamoto Musashi was a legendary samurai, known as the greatest swordsman in Japanese history. He fought and won more than 60 duels, an unmatched record. But what made him so invincible? Was he just talented? No. Musashi had something that many of us are missing: total focus. After surviving the Battle of Sekigahara, Musashi decided to abandon the rigid system of samurai loyalties. He became a ronin, a warrior without a master. He wandered Japan, often alone, dedicating his life to perfecting his swordsmanship. He had no luxuries, no comforts, and not even a fixed place to call home. But he had something more powerful: a clear purpose and the ability to eliminate everything that kept him from it. Now, think about your life. You may not be a swordsman, but you are fighting your own battles. At work, in your health, in your relationships, or in your personal projects, and what is keeping you from winning these battles is not a lack of skill or a lack of time. It is a lack of focus. Today we live surrounded by distractions that seem harmless, but they are stealing our greatest resource: time. Every time you stop what you are doing to check a notification, reply to a message, or get lost in your social media feed, you are diverting energy from what really matters, as Musashi said. If you don't know where you are going, any path will get you there. But when you know what you want, you need to cut out everything that doesn't contribute to it. Before he died, Musashi wrote the Dokudo, or the Path of Solitude, where he compiled 21 principles that guided his life. And the most impressive thing is that these principles were not just about the sword, they were about living with clarity and purpose. Let's explore some of these principles and what they can teach us about our lives today. One of Musashi's most powerful principles is, don't hold on to what you no longer need. Think about everything you're carrying around right now. It could be a toxic relationship, a job you hate, or even physical things like all those things you keep in your possession but never use. Musashi lived with only the essentials because he knew that the more you carry, the harder it is to move on. Another principle is, do not be guided by pleasure or love. This does not mean that you cannot love or enjoy life, but Musashi warns us not to be slaves to momentary desires. How many times have you made decisions based on impulsive emotions, such as buying something you didn't need or getting involved in situations that only took you away from your goals? Focus requires discipline, and discipline often means saying no to what feels good in the moment but hurts you in the long run. Now let's bring this to the modern world. How can you apply these principles to your life today? First, start by identifying what really matters. What is the most important goal for you right now? Maybe it's finishing that project that's been on hold for months, taking better care of your health, or investing in something you've always dreamed of. Choose a focus because, as Musashi said, without a clear target, you'll never get it right. Next, eliminate distractions. It may seem simple, but think about it. How many hours a day do you waste on things that don't add anything? Turn off notifications, set aside a fixed time to check your messages, and protect your work time as if your life depended on it. Because in a way it does, and remember that the focus isn't just about productivity, it's about living an intentional life. Musashi also said, accept impermanence. We often hold on to the past, the mistakes we made, or the opportunities we missed. But what matters is not what's left behind, but what you choose to do from now on. I want you to imagine for a moment what your life would be like if you could eliminate all distractions. Imagine waking up every day with clarity about what you need to do, with the energy to focus on what matters, and with the feeling that each day is taking you closer to your dreams. Sounds good, doesn't it? But here's the truth. It takes sacrifice. It's not easy to say no to distractions. It's not easy to cut out bad habits or people who hold us back, but it's necessary. Because in the end, true freedom comes from taking control of your own life. Musashi said that the greatest battle we face is not against the external enemy, but against ourselves. It's against our fears, our distractions, and our lack of discipline. And that battle begins now. So, I want you to make a choice. Grab a piece of paper and write down. What is your biggest goal today? What is the distraction you are going to eliminate right now? Write it down, and then come back here and tell me in the comments. Let's fight this battle together. And if this video resonated with you, share it with someone who also needs to overcome their distractions, because in the end, we are all looking for the same thing: to live a life worth living.